Yeah, that's like literally 4 blocks from my house.
I love going there.
I love that store. You have to be careful though.
Yeah, I made a list of the things that I need because I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do a little experimenting, and I'm going to stick to that list.
Good for
Laurel, I'm
you.
going to go to the art supply store, so I had
Ooh.
to. It's like a feast for the eyeballs. I know Kate knows because we go.
Yes, she does. She actually, I think, may have told me about it. I mean, it's literally, I mean, 3 blocks down and 2 blocks over.
What a great walk.
Yeah, if I could do that, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I really decided that a couple of years ago, when they opened, and my friend Gretchen told me about them, and I looked them up, and I realized that I had been shopping at places like Art Media and Utrecht and Blick, and then Blick, I bought all of them. So, I mean, I would much rather give my money to a small artist co-op, or I mean, they're not small, but it's a co-op as
But
opposed
the people
to
are fun. I mean, I go in
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, why do you have so much fun stuff? I mean, it's great for stockings.
I would not be opposed to having a part-time job at that place, but then I probably wouldn't make any money at all because I'd spend it all.
Yeah, at least you get a discount, maybe.
I remember years ago when my parents had just moved to Williamsburg from Fort Monroe, my mom started working at this like a rustic furniture store. And I remember, and she worked there for like 5 or 6 years, just part-time. And I was like, why are you working here again? And she's like, because I can get my furniture half price. So she filled up her house with furniture until she couldn't shove any more rustic Americana furniture in there. And then she quit.
Sounds like a great job anywhere.
Yeah, there's something
What
about
can
my
this
mom.
job do for me? Okay.
Exactly. And I think too, she must have realized at that point that they weren't going to move anymore. And it seemed like what she was doing the most was fucking unpacking furniture. I was dying. I'm like, do you need to move again? Is that why you're like in your mind, you're going to unpack this furniture that you don't really own yet? Because you know you're not going to move your house again. It was just interesting because, you know, your life revolves around packing and unpacking your furniture.
Well, certainly does for Astrid at this point. Did you see those boots?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I think they are so cool. You didn't see the text?
I had in first grade, my best friend, that was what I wanted for Christmas. I mean, like, and go-go boots are, you know, like whatever. My friend got them. I still hold a grudge. My brother, when I was, oh my God, probably in my 30s, found, I don't know where he found these, but they were bright, like raincoat vinyl yellow.
Nice.
Go-go boots. And I couldn't even stand on them. The heels were pretty high, which was dangerous for me anyway, but they were, I don't know how they were attached to the boots, but they like bent when I stood in them.
Oh,
so they
weird.
were definitely just, you know, for props, but.
So they wouldn't have survived a round of go-go dancing with those heels.
No. Yeah, like I said, I think they were just to be worn and removed or worn during, but not for location at all.
I remember what a big deal that was. I mean, I think I might have been I had to have been somewhere between like 4th and 7th grade. I can't remember exactly, but I remember getting this pair of brown vinyl zip up on the inside go-go boots that I thought I was so cool. And my mom dressed me in those, you know, she used to sew clothes all the time then, in those little kind of mini skirt dresses.
Oh yeah, with loud flowers and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. That was, I think that must have been my Washington DC era, that whole flower power, late 60s, early 70s vibe. And I'm a little kid.
Yeah, no,
what are you doing, Laurel? You're on silent. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. There was a siren going by.
Oh.
I didn't see the text.
From
So I was looking in
from
the
Astrid?
folder. Yeah.
She
Let's
just sent it not
Where is
terribly
it?
long ago.
Can you see that?
Oh, yes. I mean, exactly as I pictured it, basically.
Yeah. So she said she found them in all of her mom's stuff, and they must fit her, or at least her or Freya, because she said she's going to try to smuggle them home.
Oh,
I
nice.
guess hoping that her mom doesn't notice.
Yeah, I don't see that she's put photos in the shared file yet, but
You know, I would love to see what other clothes that Ingrid has stashed away, because if she's kept everything and she's got those cool go-go boots, she must have some, and that really neat sweater that she was wearing in those portraits.
mm-hmm,
There's got to be some cool
Mhm,
stuff in there.
mhm. I was just talking to some friends of mine who have a 16-year-old and are about my age, and their 16-year-old son who loves to go thrifting and stuff. And so the dad, my friend Dave, said, you know, maybe you should go look in my closet. And so they started like digging through, and they live in a house that they've lived in for many years with like plastic bags full of, you know, crap in the back of your closet. And so he said they opened up
Careful.
a bag that said, do not open, moths. And apparently it was like in college, he had had moths, and so closed it in this bag. So they were like, well, I guess the moths are dead like by now, 30 years later, or what, you know, 20 years later. Opened it up, the clothes were fine. They're like these clothes from the 90s, and the teenager loved them and has been wearing his dad's clothes ever since.
That's
So,
cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we were on a Zoom call, and Leo, the son, walked by, and Dave was like, that's my outfit from, you know, 1987 or something.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
how fun.
Isn't that funny how fashion just kind of cycles, and how our kids are crazy about the 80s, which were murder when you were, I mean, talk about hard to wear those girls' clothes. I hated them. Why did
I
everything
remember
have so
Abby
many
asking me
pleats?
when she was in high school a couple ago, saying, Mom, do you have any like old timey clothes from when you were little? And I'm like, what do you like, pilgrim clothes? And she said,
Pilgrim clothes.
oh, you know, like really old, like things like from the 90s or 80s. I'm like, probably. I'm probably still wearing them, but I don't even remember. Like, what is that? I remember having these bell-bottom pants. That was more like early 70s, but like
Mhm.
this one pair of bell-bottom pants that were olive green and this rainbow colored turtleneck sweater that I thought was just the best thing ever.
That sounds like something that Emily would wear now.
Right.
I had managed to save a couple of sweaters that belonged to my mom. One of them was a pink cardigan that she knit herself out of pink wool cardigan. And it must have been, I was little. I think somewhere we have a photo of her wearing it. So maybe 1964. And then she also somehow managed to save this beaded sweater. It's white. It's from the 50s. It's really, really pretty. And Jesus, it's tiny. I mean, I don't think my mother ate at all. I think she just drank coffee and smoked cigarettes because she was skinny. Because I can't really, I put this thing over my shoulders and I'm like, oh, my boobs are popping out. But Emily took the pink sweater. She has it. And so I'm really, really pleased that we managed to save one thing that fits Emily. And it's pink, and I never wore it because pink was.
Hmm. I remember one of my mom's favorite things, or one of my mom's wardrobe that I loved and I had for many years, was a pair of jeans that you like cut the seam out and then you fill in the triangle so that you have a jeans skirt.
Oh yeah.
And it was filled in with like a lavender and pink patchwork design that she, you know, embroidered on.
Yeah.
Cute.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that would definitely.
yeah, I
stand
had
the
that
test of time.
for years. I don't know what happened to it, but
Mm.
definitely a
Yeah.
hippie artist mom piece of clothing from the 70s.
Definitely. That sounds like something I would have loved to at least attempt. Your mom must have been a good seamstress or
Yeah,
stitcher.
she's a fiber artist that's pretty good on a sewing machine and
Yeah.
a
I wish I could
loom
see your mom's work in person. Maybe
She'd
someday.
love that too. Yeah, she'd love that too. She doesn't have a lot from that era left, actually. She has her more contemporary stuff, which is the portraits that she does. So a lot of those weavings and stuff are
Wow. They've gone on to new homes.
gone on to new homes, or I don't know what.
That's
I've
nice.
got a few of
though.
them, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I like what she does now.
Yeah, me too. Me too. How'd the opening go last night?
Oh, it was fine. We didn't stay that long.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who came. Dawson came afterwards and he met us. My kids, Peter, Robbie, Emily had to work. Kate and Craig came, which was wonderful. And Steve, Astrid's husband, came along.
Oh,
And
Nice.
then I know I hadn't seen Steve in forever. And then we all went to a little outside bar area on 21st. It was kind of like our first outing. And they put us at separate tables. We were like right next to each other, but they're like, you can't mingle, and only 6 of you can sit at each table. So we were like, yeah, whatever. But it was really nice. It was 99% old people at the show.
Mhm. Is that, do you think because the artists were older, or that's like who has the
What I had
time and
noticed,
interest to go to that kind of an art opening?
yeah, I think that the artists and, and their friends, I mean, a lot of, it was half docents and half Oregon Society of Artists.
Right.
And what I had noticed when I joined the docent training program back in 2015, I guess, I was one of the youngest people.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that goes the same for, and when I was helping with the art intake, again, I was one of the youngest people. The only other person that was younger than me was another Emily who works with OSA and is
Mhm.
also a docent. But I was intrigued because she must be 30, 32.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So old people that make art.
Right. Right. It's always nice when you're the youth in a group. Yeah.
It's
Like-
weird now to think about, yeah, being the youth with white hair. Oh my gosh. And all of the 2 older dudes that I met, one of them was the guy who's hanging the work that I met on Saturday, and another guy who's a docent. But gosh, those like 70-year-old men are flirty.
Mm. In a creepy way or an okay way?
They're very
A sweet
friendly
way.
and they're very sweet, but I was just kind of like, oh, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about it, I'm not that far behind him. That's also very weird to contemplate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because 12 years goes by in a snap, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Well, that's nice. And how did your pieces look hung? Were you happy with them?
Yeah, I was. They're very different from the other art that was there, but there were a couple of really interesting pieces that I liked. And I thought that Greg did a nice job in hanging them and color coordinating everything. Yeah, and from what I gathered talking to one of the other docents, I thought, how many people must be really making a lot of art during this pandemic? Because I know I did. And she said, I don't know. I don't see not that many people are participating. And definitely we've had much bigger gatherings of docents. So
interesting.
I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, I would think it would be exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
To your point.
I mean,
yeah.
It was sanity, for God's sake. I can't even imagine not being able to do something creative to keep your mind from being cottage cheese.
Oatmeal, as I often say.
Exactly.
Mary,
Monarch
how's your
managed.
knee doing?
Well, I got in to see my favorite physical therapist yesterday. They called and said, can you come in right now? And I said, I initially said no because I was madly trying to get my taxes printed and mailed. And then I was like, yeah, no, I called back and I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. So, and I did get my taxes mailed off. So,
Oh, good.
and it is, I at least am slightly hopeful with seeing this physical therapist, but
Mm.
I have some physical therapy that I can do, and still bad, but it'll be a little bit better. And she encouraged me to go ahead and use the walker as it's intended instead of just like walking next to it, which I thought was an improvement, but
Did you get to make an appointment with Dawn and Chris's guy?
I finally heard back from him yesterday. We had kind of crossed paths or not crossed, missed each other. And I finally heard back from him yesterday and read it this morning. So I'm gonna.
How long will it take to get in to see him?
He said he might have some openings next week.
Wow.
So
I'd be really interested in hearing what you think about this guy, and because and I guess they said he's going to start taking insurance.
yeah, he
Yeah.
had a little trouble figuring out my insurance, but I talked to my insurance in Canada and they said, yeah, that's fine. So.
Oh, good. Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
it's always
a
good to
huge
have
complaint
somebody-
against OHSU at this point. So, and my
Mm.
physical therapist that I saw yesterday was like, what the fuck? Okay, here's what you need to do. I read all the reviews that come into this department. So here's what you need to do when they send you the, how was your appointment today? Because the doctor that I saw for my x-rays last week, or PA, spent more time saying how OHSU, who's this huge conglomerate here, lost more money, lost a lot of money because they didn't check, they didn't get authorizations for insurance coverage before doing injections. And I'm
You
like,
mean for doing
first of
COVID
all,
injections?
I don't for an injection with my knee, yeah, which is
Oh,
why
right,
I
of
went in
course.
on Saturday.
Mm.
Right. Oh God, sometimes
they-
those work, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I've had one in my knee and I walked or went in a wheelchair and walked out. So I was really hopeful that this would work. I've never had knee problems before. So spent last week on the phone almost every day with insurance and stupid doctors. And anyway, so that was a complete clusterfuck. And
Did you want to tell that PT that you don't really, or whoever that PA was, like, I don't give a shit how much money OHSU's
oh, I did.
lost.
I was almost in tears. I was so mad
Yeah,
when I left.
like, I'm here to see you to talk about my fucking knee, not about OHSU's.
No,
Right.
spent more time spent saying why he wasn't the person I needed to see when he
Well,
was. the
tell
one
me
that
who,
referred to,
asshole.
Because he could do the injection. Yeah. So I'm like, you guys need to figure it out because I don't care.
Yeah.
But
I would feel sorry for him if I were sitting in your shoes, because I don't have any patience anymore. I mean, I really feel like I'm, no, just give me what I want and get the fuck out of my way. I'm tired.
pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But-
Well, I hope you're able to get rid of the walker soon.
Yeah. Well, it's actually stayed where I left it yesterday when I got back home, and I haven't used it yet. So, I mean, that doesn't mean anything because I haven't really moved anywhere, but
Yeah. Hey, how's Abby doing? What's she up to?
she's good. She's about to turn 21 this weekend, which I
Whoa.
just can't even believe. But
Is she
Yeah.
staying in Eugene?
for her birthday,
Mhm.
yes.
Ah, of course. She's turning
The
21.
first birthday I've not spent with her, so that'll
Yeah.
be.
Mm.
But
I
I think I'm gonna drive down on Thursday
Yeah.
or Friday and take her friend and drop off a birthday cake. So
Oh, nice.
That's
I'll at
nice.
least get to see her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin turned 21 in Eugene too. And I remember, I was
Yeah.
just like, please be careful. Just don't, because he was in a fraternity. So like, just
Well,
don't.
she's in a sorority and went last weekend with with her big and her little sister, whatever they are.
Yeah.
And I had made a box of 23, because her birthday's on the 23rd, and of 23, kind of like an advent calendar.
Mhm.
And I had gotten a bottle of cava that was, thanks to Kate, the only thing that I could drink that I could taste and made me feel better during chemo.
Mm.
And I saw it the other day and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that in her little box. So
Oh, nice.
she took that down, and I think they had fun, but no,
That's
she's really incredibly responsible, because she has to be, just because she has celiac and knows what she can drink
Right.
and can't.
Right.
And she's pretty scared of going out with all the dumb fucks in Eugene, and there are a lot of them.
Yes. On a
Um,
good day, without a pandemic, there are a bunch of dumb fucks in Eugene.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But I think she's gonna have a couple of friends over, and will, do what they do.
Yeah. How's the campus now? What are they doing as far as rules go? Do they have any?
No, I mean,
Really?
as much as they ever have, they're still not in class,
That's
There's
what I was
still-
wondering.
but there are a lot of kids on campus. She lives in an apartment.
Yeah.
So she's not on campus, but
Yeah, Kevin never lived on campus either. His class going in that would have been, he graduated, it was 2008, was the largest incoming freshman class U of O had ever had. And they didn't have enough dorm space for kids. And I, of course, wasn't really thinking about it. I mean, he was my first kid that was going to college, and it never occurred to me that I would have to sign up for him to get into a dorm before he had even graduated from high school.
Mm.
So we missed out on that boat, but it turned out to be better anyway.
oh,
And just
yeah.
drove down there, and his first place was the Emerald, which is kind of like right next door
yeah.
to, the Emerald,
yeah.
right across from Hayward Field and right next door to the McMinimans, which was terribly convenient for me when I went to visit.
Yeah. I want to say they're not there anymore, but
The Emerald is gone? Or the McMin-
I could be wrong, but I know that, Hayward Field they have this huge new stadium that
Wow.
didn't stop their construction during COVID.
Unbelievable. I could see how they would, if
It
they
would-
had the opportunity to grab a block, they would expand in that general direction. Because the other way's a cemetery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I don't ever need to go back to Eugene again, really.
Yeah, I won't be after she's gone. I
Yeah.
have no hard feelings at all. I have zero attachment to
Yeah.
the town or the university.
I know. I'm thinking I'm probably not going to go see the Grateful Dead again, or Dead and Company. And I don't need to be at the university. So sayonara, Eugene.
There's that.
Well, shall we get going?
Yeah. Yes, I
On
have to go
that
to the
note-
art supply store.
I just got a job for 3:00, so I
I
got.
was gonna say, my sister's advice would be, when she goes to do stuff like that, to take cash and to tell yourself you can only spend the cash that you have.
Yes.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's also good.
And there's
advice for going-
something about
And
having
maybe
like
time.
the cash is like, and sometimes she'll even like save up cash and then she'll take it, for stuff like that, where she's like, I know I can blow my budget, but
Or maybe give yourself a certain limit on time.
that's
I
another
do
good
have a time
idea.
limit, and I have my list. I stick to the list.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Good luck.
We'll wait for a report tomorrow.